Hello friends, Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for tuning in. In a recent video, I called the tank here behind me a bit of a death trap for nano fish. I've gone ahead and fixed it. I hope this works. I'm going to go ahead and test it with some small fish. But let's go ahead and take a look at what I did to correct the filtration on this tank so that it's not a death trap for smaller fish. This is the filtration unit that is in that Nano Tank unit, and I've shown it to you before. It has a cartridge, a filter cartridge, that just pops in the back, just like that. Down here it has this is the motor, and the motor comes off, and down here you have a carbon compartment if you're using carbon. But let's go ahead and see if we can seal this off, so that the fish that I found were caught right here in this grill. To their credit, Hygger did provide this sheet of plastic with the filter that is supposed to somehow slip in here, and it says the PVC sheet can be put into the back side water intakes of the power filter to prevent too small fish getting sucked. So so it looks like they were aware of the problem, but it would seem to me that if you use something like this, if you insert this in this filter, you're not going to get really any real suction. You're not going to get any real any filtration. This is just going to block everything. So instead, what I've done is I've taken a piece of this very rigid filter media from Bulk Reef Supply. This is the media that I purchased for my DIY sump, and it's very stiff. It stands up in an aquarium. It stands up if you have it braced against the walls, and so it can be a sort of wall or baffle in a sump setup. So I cut out a piece of that you can see here. I cut this piece out, and then what I did is I cut a couple little inserts here, and I'm just gonna slip it underneath the suction cups, just like that. I'm just gonna slip it under the suction cups, and then use the bottom suction cups to hold it in place. Now that's gonna create some texture against the back wall, so nothing's gonna be able to swim up in there and get caught in that grill. So I think this is going to solve the problem. Let's go ahead and put it into action. So let's go ahead and get this filter in place. It simply inserts into this section here, and I believe that filter material between the wall and this little unit here is going to prevent any fish from getting in between there. Let's go ahead and plug it in. You can adjust the flow on this unit so that it's a lot stronger if you want it to be. But of course, ultimately I'm going to be putting a betta in here, and with a betta you don't want a flow that strong. So I'm going to run it real light. And let's go ahead and put the fish that I picked up here at the local pet supermarket. I picked up some test fish, and let's go ahead and put them in. They've already acclimated, so let's just flop and drop them, get them in the tank. Because betta are known to be jumpers, I made a little makeshift lid out of some of that condensation evaporation material that you can buy online. I've talked about it in other videos. And the fish that were added are doing fine. They're all congregated there on the left side. There's Gary. So we have some, a total of 4 cherry barbs and 5 neon tetras. I'll be adding another cherry barb from the other aquarium from the 29 gallon. But let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that this solution here works out. And if everything is good in a week, I will bring over the betta fish. So there you have it. I'm going to give it a few weeks. Let's see how it does, and let's see if those fish all make it okay. So let's give it a run for at least a week, and see how these fish do. And if everything checks out the way I hope it will, let's go ahead and transfer over the betta fish. All right. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you think that this is going to fix the situation. And I appreciate you tuning in. Tune in on Saturday, by the way, at 11 a.m. Central Time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific or noon Eastern for the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. We'll talk about this and a whole lot of other stuff that is fish related. All right? And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that sub button and that bell. Tell YouTube something good is going on here and encourage YouTube to send others to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.